Hello, my friends, and welcome to MSP Unplugged. I'm your host, Rick Smith. This is the place to learn tips, tricks, and strategies to help you run and grow your IT service business, whether you're a one-person shop or leading a team for the journey. This is the place for you. I want to introduce you to my co-host first, flying in finally from Dallas, Texas over here, Corey Kirkendoll from 5K Technologies. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. Coming in hot, bro. Long night, bro. I'm tired, halfway awake, but I'm good. Good to be here, man. Good to be here.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming. We know you had to fight the elements and the airline and everything else to get here, but glad to see you.
Man, I should have drove. Probably been here faster, but it's all good. It's all good.
Our guest today is Ken Patterson. He's the Director of Community at Todyl. For those of you who don't know, Ken's a good friend of the show.
Yeah.
Good guy all around and a good person to know. Ken, how you doing today?
I'm doing better than Corey. I got here a couple days ago. I didn't have that travel that he had, but yeah, I'm doing great. You know, I'm in my element. When I'm around people like you all and hanging out at a community event like this, where there's just so many people that we may or may not seen recently. It's just such a great time to be able to connect and get to what real community is all about.
Definitely.
Sure.
I definitely want to thank you for taking the time. I know you're busy. I know it's a lot going on here, and I want to take the time. Thank you for taking the time to sit with us for a little bit. For those who don't know you, those two people out there who don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up at Todyl.
Oh, well, you guys got a few days? No. I'm Ken Patterson. As he mentioned, I'm Director of Community at Todyl, Cybersecurity. Yeah, my background is I had an MSP I was in the MSP business for over 20 years. And a few years back, a while back, I sold my MSP about 15 years ago. And then I was helping other MSPs do and not make the mistakes that I was making. I don't like to say I'm an expert or anything like that. You guys know how I feel about that. But I wanted to show MSPs the mistakes that I made so that they wouldn't make them and show them to be better. And I was doing that for a few MSPs. I grew a few MSPs and blew them up a little bit and got them into the direction, but I couldn't do as much as I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to help more MSPs.
Yeah.
And I really wasn't sure how to do that until I bumped into PAX8. And then I ended up joining the dark side, as we all say. I am still a recovering MSP, but I flipped over from being an MSP to the PAX8 side, and PAX8 just let me run with it. They just basically, John Street in his absolute brilliance said, Ken, just do you. Go out and do it. And that's what I did. I actually showed PAX8 how to talk to MSPs and not at them.
Yeah.
And then I was showing the MSPs how to work with vendors in a new way. And we just did it all through education and enablement. In the 4 years I was with PAX8, we went from 3,000 partners to, I think, 12,000 partners.
Wow.
In that 4-year spin, it was all really about what PAX8 did to enable me and the partners and how we worked with each other, and allowing me to show when you enable and empower MSPs, there's no limit to what they'll do and how they'll create. And then when I left PAX8 to try to do more and grow another company, actually Todyl came right at me right when I left, but there wasn't a fit right at that time.
Yeah.
So I went to another company and helped them grow their business. And then as time went on, Todyl got to the point where they're like, all right, hey, we're ready. We want to approach community from the right aspect. And it truly is one of those moments. I think you guys know I could probably go work at many different companies. Right. But I wanted to go somewhere where they actually believed in community and us and what it really means to be a part of that. And John, our CEO, just embodies that and has brought that forward for the last year. I was here last year, right, with you guys as well. And over that last year, he's proven to me that this was the right decision. He's allowing me to do what I do best, bring community forward, empower and enable MSPs in the community. And again, when you talk about community, it's not just Todyl partners, it's the whole community.
Yeah.
We empower each other, we make each other better, and I believe that comes full circle. So you don't have to just approach just your community.
Man, I love it.
Now, as an MSP, I will say this: even though you went to the dark side, we do still accept you over here, right?
Right.
I'm sorry, Corey.
No, that's what's up, man. I love the fact, man. Ken, you've been around, you've been in the industry for a long time, man, and I love you keep using that word community and how you drive it to really show how it truly is that. So when you think about the MSP community, man, give me how is that different from anything else, man? I think it's extremely unique.
Yeah, it is, and we're learning, right? And I guess that's one of the key things is that this community understands that we have to constantly evolve.
Yeah.
We have to constantly change. And so if you remember a few years back, it was all about, oh, that's my competition. And now, to coin a phrase that Bob Coppins threw out there, It's co-opetition.
Yeah.
We should be working together. Rising tides raise all ships, and we can't do it alone. We have to be able to do that with each other. How I can make you better in your business, you can make me better in my business, and we'll rise up together.
Yeah.
And so, from a standpoint of that, and just in general, I feel like the word community gets thrown around now, and it almost kind of takes the word and brings it down a couple notches because it's not meaning what it should mean.
Right.
And for everybody out there, and for you guys know this, from my standpoint, community is not about belonging to something, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's, oh, it's community. Oh, you're my customer. That's not a community. A community is about belonging to something that makes belonging matter, right?
Yeah.
There has to be some feeling there. If you're just my customer, there's not that love. But if you and I have a relationship and you'll walk through a wall for me and I'll walk through a wall for you,
Right.
that's true community. Stark raving fans of what you do, that's how you build real community. So I think that we're starting to learn that. We're getting better at it with all the love that we're seeing, and we're starting to connect a little bit better, and we're starting to be more open to working with other and having that collaboration.
Yeah.
That's what changed. That's the change here. Other places, I think community is more about customer experience. So you're the customer, you're the vendor. Here, I think we're learning more. It's more than that. It's about that relationship.
Man, I always tell people, ask me what it's like, man. I say community is kind of like church, man. There's either somebody who is in the thick of it, coming out of the thick of it, about to go into the thick of it, or don't even know they're going to get in the thick of it. But there's always a support mechanism and a support group there if you get through it, right? And that's what's really unique about our stuff and what we do out here, man.
Well, it's funny that you say that because also, just because you're coming out of the thick of it doesn't mean you're not going to be back in the other side of that. Right?
Yes, exactly
Here in
right.
this industry, because it changes so often, you could be at any one of those three stages that you just talked about. You just don't know.
Right.
For sure.
And that's the thing too. It's like whatever stage you are, there's someone who's been there,
Right.
Yeah.
or going there, right? And you can always learn from each other and teach each other. And that's, I think, what true community is. That you can have that, have that trust to know what he's telling me. Maybe I don't want to hear it or I don't agree with it all, but what he's telling me is fact or what his experience is. And that's what I think we all have learned. And, I always talk about the fact that on this show and in this industry, getting out to meet more people is how I've grown. It's how my business has grown, how I've grown personally.
Yeah.
And I think that is really that's true community, right? It's true friendship to say, hey, I use your product, I don't use your product, or,
Right.
But I can still come to you and say, hey, what is this or what is that? And you'll give me an honest answer,
Right.
and I'll take it as an
Whether you
honest
like
answer.
it or not.
Whether I like it or not, exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes your true friends are the only ones that are going to tell you the absolute truth.
Hey man, you got something in your teeth, right? But that's what we do for each other. You're
Exactly.
right. And it's so funny because you think about our. I still say our. Like I said, I'm a recovering MSP. As an MSP, you think about all the stresses of this job, right? You have to take care of yourself, which doesn't happen. You have to take care of your family. You have to take care of your people. You have to take care of your people's families. You have to take care of your customers. Your customers' you're taking care of all these people. And we lose sight of ourselves, right? And so community helps, for me at least. Community is the part that give me that mental break. I can go and turn to any one of you and say, man, I'm hitting it. I'm running into some stuff and I need some help. And you're not going to judge me on whatever that problem is. You're going to basically dig in with me and we're going to figure that stuff out together. And for me, that's different than anything else. And my community are my friends. You all my friends. Like the people that I see here, we're all friends. It's not, I got to go to work. When I come to events, it's like, I get to go to this event. I'm tired at the end of it. My voice is gone, as you can tell, right? But I enjoy this. I thrive off this. This fills my heart. That's what community truly means to me, and I know it means it to you guys. To be able to come here and talk to you all, and just whether we're doing this live for everybody to talk about, or whether we're talking about it, this is the same conversation.
Same conversation.
We're talking about our community, how we can make it better, how we can make each other better, and talk about each other's families. Like that's community. It's the real part of it. And so, just to get back to that one point, for any MSPs out there, don't be afraid of the words mental health.
Yeah.
We call it work-life balance so that to make it softer on you, but the true fact is it's mental health. And whatever you have to do to take care of yourself, do it. Don't feel ashamed of it. Don't feel like, I don't have time for that. You need time for that because what you do is very important to everybody around you. Sure. And if you start to feel that stress, they're going to feel that stress. So make sure that you're doing whatever it is. This makes me happy. And it takes away my stress, right? And, I have other things that I focus. I'll take 15 minutes, whatever it is. Get myself straight, come back at it.
But that's the piece that I love about the community piece when you talk about taking that stress off, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes, man, being a CEO, you're a CEO of a company you've been around,
Yeah.
is that it's lonely at the top. Man.
Yes.
I don't know, man. My employees don't walk into my office and be like, you know what, boss? You go take a week off. I got this. I got payroll. I got all that,
Yep.
right? That don't happen with me, right? It's just
Right.
like, but having the opportunity to talk so they know that I'm not the only one going through that, not the only one doing it, and someone else has a solution, that's the piece that I
Yep.
think that really brings it down, because I can call Rick, hey Rick, this is what I got going on. Oh man, I went through that, or hey, I didn't go through that, but I know somebody that knows somebody.
Yep.
That knows somebody that can
Right.
help you get through that piece. And that's powerful.
That's the beauty of
powerful.
community. I may not know the answer, but I bet I know someone who does.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Want to take a quick minute to talk about today's sponsor, ScalePad Control Map, the only compliance platform built for MSPs. If you're being asked to lead on compliance but not sure where to start, or stuck in spreadsheets or juggling tools that weren't built for you, you're not alone. Most tools make compliance harder. Control Map was built to simplify, scale, and sell compliance as a service. Automated frameworks like SOC 2, HIPAA, and more, cutting the busy work, and gives you everything you need to go all the way to audit. Turn what used to feel overwhelming into a repeatable revenue-driving service. Most compliance tools create work. Control Map helps you build a business. Learn more at scalepad.com/unplugged.
Love it.
I want to shift gears just a little bit. It's all about community, and it's all about the friendship and the relationships. But I do want you to give us a little bit of background on Todyl and what you guys do,
Yeah,
so that
absolutely.
our audience can know when they come to you what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I'm losing my voice right now. As we're talking. It's been a long day, a long 2 days. So Todyl's a bit of a unique company in the fact that it's, again, community focused, which is great. But obviously the solution has to work. So the thing about Todyl is that it's a cybersecurity platform. And what separates it from a lot of the companies out there is that while they're all great, they're buying up different disparate companies and then trying to bolt them together. Our platform has been built by us. It's meant to work together. And when you're talking about this type of threat management, which is what we're talking about, I think what a lot of these guys have done is broken it down into this alphabet soup of, I can't even, if I hear one more acronym, I'm going to pass out. And now we're talking about AI, right? From the standpoint, if we have all those acronyms, we get it. We do SASE, EDR, MXDR. Every time I say it, I get sick thinking about all that.
Alphabet soup, man. Alphabet soup.
But the combination of it all is threat management. And that's what we do. We have a threat management platform that, separate from all the tech that we talk about, will cover you from end to end and allow you to be able to manage those threats. And obviously, there's no 100%. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that it gives you the best opportunity to have those layers to manage you from connecting to prevention, detection, all the things that you need to do as part of that. And the beautiful part of it is we have 7 modules, but it's all done with one agent. So, and you set up, you decide what you want. We don't tell you, hey, you need to buy all these 7 things. So you're basically, and you know the beauty of this, when you're as MSPs, now you're able to put a solution that works that you need for your customers, but then have the availability to, I think I have a problem over here that I might need to look at. I don't have a SIEM. Oh wait, yes I do, because you have the agent. You can turn that SIEM on, pull the data, maybe prevent something from happening, and have that data, and then now you know, hey, guess what, customer, we need this because we had this idea that there was going to be an incident. We turned this on, we protected. This is something we need to put in place. So it allows you to basically add those things when you need them, where you need them, without having to do it all. And it just gives you that flexibility to have that better protection across the board.
Man, I love it. You said it's a cybersecurity platform. I love that.
Yeah.
And as you see, man, we walk through the show floor. There's a cybersecurity platform on every aisle next to each other. How it comes in.
Right.
Give some advice to our listeners, man, and everybody out there. Of what should they be looking for in the product, in the partnership, in the relationship? What separates you guys? What should you be paying attention to?
The first thing you should do is turn to your community. Go talk to people out there that are using it. What are their pros and cons? But then also go to the vendors that you're interested in and ask the right questions. What do they do for the MSP space? How much are they giving back? Are they setting up programs to help them do more, go deeper? And then talk about their ticket resolution and how they communicate. The main thing is do your due diligence, ask the questions. But I will say this, and I don't care what vendor you're looking at, whether it's Todyl or not, don't stop looking at vendors because you talked to them 6 months ago or a year ago. All the vendors are evolving, and that's another thing. If they're not evolving, then yes, stay away. They have to evolve, right? And they have to be doing innovation. I've noticed a lot of companies have been getting bought out by other vendors or larger vendors, and there's been no innovation since the time they were purchased. And so, yeah, it was cool that when they bought them, they were great, but over the last 6 months, if there wasn't any innovation, that's a red flag.
Right.
So spend your time looking at what they've innovated on, how much they're investing in their partners, what they're doing for their partners in that sense. From a standpoint of what we do differently, we're not just taking, I love this because I remember being an MSP, I used to get frustrated when vendors would go, hey, it's a $30 trillion opportunity, and here's all the stuff, now go get them, Tiger. And it's like, wait, what? And if you guys have actually seen the chart of the security vendors and the solutions, there's hundreds, right? And you look at it and you go, where do I start?
Right.
What Todyl's doing is Todyl's not only working on the solution with you, but we're actually going to market with you. We're actually going to put feet on the street and actually work with you to go to your prospects and help them understand the solution and the business outcomes. We're so sick of talking about tech. The end users, the prospects, don't want to hear tech.
Right.
They hear Charlie Brown's teacher. They hear wah, 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 right?
Right.
And the only thing they hear is the money part, right?
Right.
That's what's going to change. So when you're doing this, make sure the vendors that you choose are going to be the proper partners, and they're not just throwing tech at you for the sake of tech or selling you on how great our solution is instead of saying this is why it's great for the people you serve.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's important. And it has to be the relationship that when you don't fit, you're honest about it or the vendor's honest about it, right?
Yes.
This is not 100%. Something you're ready for, or this is not something that you necessarily need at this moment.
Right.
Or vice versa, and that is, I've been told that a couple of times, right? And those are the people that I will go back to at a certain point because I know then I wasn't sold on something I could not use. And we've all been there as well, right? We've all been there where we get the, as you say, here's the $30 trillion answer, now go do it. And then you're like, and then a week later you're like, my $30 trillion is still sitting there. I haven't touched it because I don't know what to do.
This is my opportunity, but I have no idea.
Exactly.
Or you go back, we've all done this. You go to a show, you see all this shiny new stuff. They told me a $30 trillion in opportunity, and then you go back to the office and go, hey guys, figure this out.
Right.
And you got so many that nothing gets done, right? You bring these tools back. So also I would say focus. Focus on your priorities, the things that you need, bring the right things back, and then set up an actual process and timeline for doing that.
Right, it definitely makes sense because we all get, we use that term, that shiny object syndrome, but we all get caught up in it. And you guys have heard me talk about this, and Paco and I have been going round and round about this for years about that. But, it's good to know, again, when we go back to, it goes back where we started from, right? We talk about your product, but we also talk about community, right? It goes back to checking in with the people you know, but knowing they're people you trust that can say to you, this will help you, or this may not be for you now.
I love that you said that, by the way. We have to start learning that. I said it when I went to PAX8 because at the beginning of PAX8 it was, we're for everyone, we just need to go. And it's like, what point do you start saying, hey, this isn't for everyone?
Right.
It's okay to say that and be honest about it. Because if it's not, at some point, those people are going to get angry and, of course, turn to Reddit.
Exactly.
But you want to make sure that you have that. And it's all about setting up those ideal client profiles that we're now trying to tell MSPs.
Right.
Make sure you know who your target is and understand you can disqualify people. You can say no because saying yes sometimes hurts.
Right, exactly.
Long term, it causes a problem. And it's the same with the vendors. Make sure that you understand if that's a fit, if that's not a fit, that you're okay with saying, hey, this isn't a fit for me. It's not going to work.
You're hitting on a lot. You said, hey, we're going to go to business. We're going to storm with you. We're going to go down that path with you. And what you're hitting here is that are we a right fit or not, right? And I think that's a challenge that a lot of MSPs have is saying, hey, I need this customer. Well, I've never had a chiropractor in my life, so I'm going to go and sign up one. And now they're the squeaky wheel getting all the grease, and now I don't want to be able to do that. That was key. What you said was saying, make sure that it is the right fit. And if it's not the right fit, be okay with saying, this is not going to work out for me. That's
100%.
big.
And by the way, no chiropractors. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
No, you're right. You got to set those expectations for yourself first, right? We always talk about setting expectations for the client. What about ourselves? What's our expectations? Set those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely just it's knowing where you're going. It's like you say, the focus, right?
Yeah.
Knowing where you're going, what you're trying to do, and this is why we do this. I learn just as much as I can. I don't even want to say teach, but as much as I can give information.
Right. Yeah.
I get it from good people like you who come and talk to us. And the one thing Ken said earlier, I think is very true. The conversation we're having now is the same conversation we have off camera, right? And I love that. I make fun of Paco all the time about this. And then Corey got here today, and I saw Ken yesterday walking through the hall, right? And I make fun. I said, it's like walking through with celebrities because you guys stop. Everybody knows you. You're shaking everybody's hand, saying hello. But it tells another story, right?
It does.
It tells that people know you not from just what you do, but from who you are.
100%.
And I think that's extremely important. And when we go looking for vendors, when we go looking for partners, whatever we're doing, that element has to be important because you can have the best product in the world, but if I don't like you or I don't trust you, I'm just not going to do business with you, right?
Not going to happen.
Yeah, and I think that is where we have to keep our focus. So I want to kind of wind down here, Ken. We've been talking a lot about community, and I totally appreciate your time, and I know you got a lot of hands out here to continue shaking it. If you guys see Ken in about 3 hours, he'll be holding his throat because he can't talk anymore. But is there anything you think we missed or anything you want to talk about, whether about you, about Todyl, about community?
Well, we don't have time to talk about me. No, I mean, one thing I would say is something that I picked up here and actually in the last couple of weeks talking to more partners, and I think it's important to understand. Because we're technologists does not mean that we understand security. So we all know this is when we're smaller MSPs, we think, oh, IT came on, we're doing all this IT stuff, and then cybersecurity came along, and we're like, well, that's something else we do.
Right.
But make sure that you're truly training your people and making sure that your people are in the right seats. I stumbled across this a couple of times where we're trying to figure out why they couldn't get the solution installed. There was all these issues, and they were coming to us saying, I don't think your solution works. And we dig a little bit deeper and found that their team quietly said to us, we don't know what we're doing. We just haven't had that. We don't understand this. And it's like, oh my God, this is a much bigger problem. Mm-hmm. We need to start understanding that cybersecurity and IT are two separate things, just like now AI and all the things that are going to come along. You can't be an expert at everything. And make sure that if you have a tech team that are going to start handling cybersecurity, that they're properly trained and they have that education and that understanding and they want to do it. Right? Because we know how culture can get destroyed by people who are in a seat that they don't want to be in.
Well said.
For sure, man.
Corey, any final words here?
Nah, man, I love it, man. I can sit here all day, man. We're going to have a special podcast, man. Things you don't know about Ken, but wish you do. Episode in 2 weeks. That was good.
We're on.
It was good.
The last thing I'll say is something you talked about all the acronyms.
Yes.
It's funny. When I first started listening to this podcast 10, 11 years ago, the previous host used to always make fun of all of the acronyms. At that point, it was just an MSP.
Yeah.
And then that was the only real acronym we had.
Don't get me started on MSP. We can have a whole other show about that.
but you need and now I hear, at this show here today, we're finding out we're transitioning from MSPs to MIP now. So.
No.
Man. So
it's okay. We can call it whatever we want. There's no license for any of it. So.
Exactly. But the thing about it is, don't get caught up in the titles or in the acronyms.
Right.
What you need to do is focus on what delivers the good for your customers, and just remember why you're here. So you don't need the ABC solution if your customer it needs DEF.
Yes.
So I want to leave us with that. And again, Ken, I do want to thank you for your time. I know you're a busy guy out here, and I appreciate you stopping by to talk to us.
Anytime.
And we will see you soon. I want to invite everyone else. I want to thank you for listening. I want to invite you to tune in every week. You can catch us on the video podcast. It's youtube.com/MSP Unplugged. Do us a favor, subscribe, hit that notification button if you feel inclined, and I'll let you know whenever a new episode is available. If you feel like we have a face for radio, I don't think I do, but might be these guys. We do. You can catch us on the go. We're on your favorite podcatcher apps. We're on Amazon Music, Spotify, just to name a few. Or to save you all the trouble of all these clicks and notes, just go to our website, mspunplugged.com, and you can find links to everything there and any past episodes you might want to hear. So for Corey, Ken, and myself, I want to thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on MSP Unplugged.